Alright, this lesson is an introduction to gears. So if we head over to utilities across the top there, go to add-ins, scripts and add-ins. We're going to create some spur gears, so choose a spur gear, add in there and run. There's a bunch of things come up here. We want to end up with a pitch diameter of 24. So we are going to make the module 1, and then we need to change the root fillet radius. We're going to make that 0.5. We're going to make our gears 2 millimeters thick, and we're going to put a 5 millimeter hole in the middle of those. And we can see now we have a pitch diameter of 24. Okay, so that add-in has made a gear for us. It's here as a component on the side. We're going to do it again. We're going to make another one. I'm going to make a gear with a gear train with a gear ratio of 2 to 1. So we're going to add another spur gear. We're going to leave everything else the same. So 1 for the module, 12 for the number of teeth. The gear thickness is still 2, hole diameter 5. And that gets us a pitch diameter of 2. So our gear ratio will be 1 to 2. We're going to line those up next to each other now. So we go back to solid and get our tools and click move, and we're gonna move a component and pick the smaller gear there, and you can see as we move that across that the pitch diameter is the green circle there. We want that to almost line up but not perfectly. We want to have a 2 millimeter gap there so that we have a little bit of wiggle room, and we're going to rotate that 15 degrees. So we now have 2 gears right next to each other like that. Just check, I'm going to do that again, just check that. And rotate 15 degrees. Just make sure you click that capture position box there. Capture position. Okay. So that's our gear train. We just now need to make a housing for that. Because we've got these 2 in components, we're going to add our housing as another component. So right click on this unsaved and make components, and maybe now's a good time to save this project. So okay, and you can see when we move through the components, the component that we're not in goes kind of grey or ghosts out, right? So we're going to be working in component 3, give that a name, housing, and we're going to make a sketch. Going to make that sketch on the XY plane. Remember, you can click and hold to select the plane, and now we're going to put a rectangle around that. The exact size here doesn't really matter too much. I might make it 50 by 10. That sounds pretty good. And just move that across a little bit. And I want to get that so that it is, maybe its center is on the origin. So it's nice and symmetrical. That looks good. Okay, we're gonna project. Where's project? Project, and project the circles into our sketch. And I'm going to make another circle. It's a bit bigger than this gear, so that looks alright. And now I'm going to make a circle in here. So that's 5, so I'm going to do offset. Let's do offset here. We can offset this by negative 0.2. Yep, negative 0.2, that should be okay. Negative 0.2, and I think we need, let's do a circle in here. Let's go for 3 and 3. Alright, finish that sketch. Have a look now. Okay, I'm going to hide these for a minute. I'm going to pick Pick the insides of those. Yep, and that one on the end there, and I'm going to raise those up 2.2, and so that should now sit just a little bit higher than that gear, which is good. And now we're going to add the base again, so I'm going to turn that sketch back on. Okay, and pick everything for this one, but I don't want those bits. I'm going to go in the negative direction. Let's see, -2. No, 2. Alright, so, and join. So when I'm finished that, I should have, that didn't work. Go back into that. That's what I'm after. Silly. That was a little bug then, that's odd. Okay, hide that sketch now. So this is what I'm trying to get to here. So then I've got my 2 gears sitting in there. And so what do we need to make? We need to make something to hold those gears in place. So let's go back into that sketch now. Actually need a circle that is around the outside there that is bigger, so let's make that 8. And another one that is 8. Alright, so now we're going to extrude and turn that sketch back on. Turn the housing body off for a minute. And so what I want to do is I want to get the inside circle. And I want that to come up to, I guess I can just come up 3. It's not 23 is too big. 3. Yep, and then what I'm going to do is do another extrusion. I'm going to hide those gears for a sec. We're going to pick all of that one and all of that one. We're going to go with an offset from the top of that circle, and we're going to make that. No, we're not. We go with an offset plane, and that is going to be 2.4 offset and a height of. Let's just go with 1, and that's a join. And we'll hide that sketch now. So I have these bits here. They will fit inside those bits, and then the gear will fit in there. That looks pretty good. Now to check we've done this right, we can add a section analysis. Not that way. And on the ZX face. Okay. And so looking in this way, we can see everything fits together neatly with a little bit of wiggle room there. So that's good. Turn that section analysis off. We'll turn the gears off, and let's clean a few things up now. So I'm going to fill it the bases of those so it's a bit easier to get it into the housing. Maybe under 0.5 would do. And the housing back on. And we're going to fill it those corners. And go back and click that one on top there. You can see everything there. Pretty good. That's it, I think. So that'll do. So right click on the top one here, save as mesh, and then you don't want that tip, you can have that as a 3MF, and then you can send me this file that you're making here, and we'll get that 3D printed.